you stand tall on whatever you do. And when you do it, you mean it. And not only do you mean it, but you have to have the passion to do it. Because a lot of people get out here, and I see a lot of these people on TV doing this, and everybody's, me and Mike was just talking about how people are just getting money off the death of Mike Brown. And we was just sitting, just a minute ago, we was talking about it, and we went to Savior's Day. I'm going to give you a little story. We went to Savior's Day just a couple of weeks ago in Detroit. And in Savior's Day, I went to opportunity to go to Flint, Michigan. I don't know if you guys have been to Flint, Michigan. But they want to talk about third world countries over there. But I beg the difference that it's one in Flint. And so as I went to Flint, and with the KDIF, in which those are youth ministers and pastors and Bishop Derek Robinson, we was able to raise up $22,000. 100,000 cases of water, not bottles, but cases. And as we began to give those waters and funds to some of those people, I had a young man come up on me about the age of 10. And he said, "What are you going to do when they run out?" Remind you, I'm thinking we doing something great. $22,000 is a lot of money to raise. And I thought we taking $100,000. I said, "Oh, we doing it big. Can't beat this one. Come on, Russell Simmons, try this one." So I thought we was doing something good, but when I got up there, I realized it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. I seen babies that needed wipes, tampers, didn't have formula to drink because you can't use the powder no more because the water is contaminated. So they have to use the liquid. And these are things I see in Flint. And this has been going on for decades now. And just not in Flint, but across the country. And when they was talking about America going to war with different countries, I think America's going to war with each other. America's going to war with America. Because now we are in a place where people understand. And they're looking at it. It's not that you're racist, you're taught racist. You don't be born that, you're taught that. And the hate you can have for another human life, it boggles me. I wasn't taught to hate nobody. I was taught that we was a human race, and my granny used to always say that you love everybody. You love your enemy. You love your boss when he gets on your nerves. You love your mama, your daddy, your granny, your aunt, even the people that say you ain't gonna make it, you love them too. So when I pray, I don't pray, and the sisters can tell you, I don't pray for just me or the people that's in a circle. I pray for everybody. I begin to see myself praying for the dogs and the cats and the floor. Because I realize that's what we need in life. Because if this floor dismantled, that means we're dismantled. We will fall. We have something to walk on. But with that being said is, in Ferguson, there's a lot of situations going on. And a lot of people look at Ferguson and they be like, "Oh, Ferguson, woo-dee-woo." But if you can see, it's these small towns that's making the biggest noise. The small ones. The little bitty places that don't nobody know about. We talk about Ferguson, but Ferguson ain't Ferguson. Ferguson is St. Louis. Because on the other side of Ferguson is another metropolitan across the street. There's 167 metropolitans in St. Louis, Missouri. My sister Ebony talked about it last year, how she can go to work and pass up 12 of them. So you're not getting a ticket in one metropolitan, but you're getting a ticket in 12 metropolitans. Imagine the funds. We don't have funds. Minimum wage in St. Louis is $8.25. And they give that to the CNAs. So there's no money in St. Louis. There's only money for the rich. Some people are not even allowed to go where the rich is. I was actually able to move out there with my mother because I played sports and I was actually good at it. Even though I was short, I just had natural talent. And I was able to play basketball at a dominant white school. And I thought I was on the way up. So I was like, "Oh, I'm going to get $1 million scholarships. I'm going to make it." I did it right there. You know, I made it. But when I got home and I began to go to work, had 4 officers pull me over different times. And my child wasn't no but a mile down the road. And I had on a uniform. But I can hear them saying the same thing. Each officer said the same thing. What are you doing out here? Now I live out here, but what are you doing out here? Now I took this school to a state title. And we didn't win it, but we got them. And I was only a freshman in high school. The only freshman and the only black child that has ever started varsity at this school. But with that being said is, we have to change this. That's why I have to pay away for them. For all the fight you had and the fight you still got. Because you could have gave up a long time ago. You could have said the day that massacre happened, I'm done with it, and I'm going to go and I'm going to turn the other cheek. But yet and still you fought and you continue to fight. And you paid a way for a young black man like me to be able to speak. And that, I would like you to applaud that. You don't understand, the struggle is real. See, some of us forget about that. How some of our families has went through turmoil. We forget about the trauma. And you want to know how you heal. I sat with Dick Gregory and he said to me, don't forget. And I was looking at him like, what do you mean don't forget? I want to forget. I don't want to remember what God did to me when I was like, I'm good. I want to forget. He said, but don't forget. And I sat there and I looked at him and he said it again, don't forget. And I thought about it and I said, well, you're right. Because if I forget, that means I'm forgetting something that has went through my past. And when I hear it, after I forget about it, it's going to bring up that old wound. And I'm going to get more angry. He said, but when you don't forget, when somebody says it, it don't bother you as much if you did forget. So what I'm telling you is don't forget the struggle. Don't forget the pain. Don't forget them tears you dropped. Don't forget about your sisters and brothers that laid on the ground for you guys. Don't forget about the people that's paving way for you. Because we tend to lie and forget, even though the textbooks forget, because our textbooks don't teach us our history. And I always wondered, how can a white man in a history, in a dominant white school, tell me about my history? And you don't even know my history, let alone walk through it. But it reminds me that history repeats itself. And that's where we at right now.
That's why they don't teach it.
It's repeating itself. It didn't take a lot of people to stand up in Ferguson. What happened was, and a lot of people say, oh, well, where the heck, that little town, that's not a town, that's St. Louis, y'all. That's everybody in St. Louis saying this, we tired of being tired. We're not going to allow you to put your billy club on my head anymore. We're not going to allow you to, every time I drive down the street, I'm a stereotype because of the color of my skin. We're not going to allow you to constantly give us tickets for no concerned reason. The DOJ report proved the racism in Ferguson. I don't know if many of you read the DOJ, but it proved the racism in Atlanta. How that you can go in one metropolitan and end up in the next metropolitan with the same ticket. Even though you show him, I just got a ticket right down the street. And when I say right down the street, I'm not talking blocks here. I'm talking down the street. Yeah. These are people that have oppressed my people for so long. And it stops today. I've been fighting since Mike Brown laid on the ground. But I beg to differ. I think I've been fighting all my life. That's right. I just didn't know what the fight was for. But now that I got a clear vision, that God has gave me a clear vision, I understand the fight. See, sometimes you can fight and don't understand it. But I understand it now. I understand why when people come up to me and say, you are so powerful, I be looking at them like, well, what are you talking about? But I understand that God put some type of power in me to release it. And to allow me to touch another person. Sometimes we manifest on, oh, we're going to get to heaven, but I beg a difference that you can live in heaven right now. You can live in hell right now. And the sister just said, you can live it right now. You make your place. You find yourself. You put the fight with the fight. The struggle is not only real, but it makes strong people. It builds up relationships. Because we tend to, and I tell this to a lot of black people, don't say a white person racism and you racist. Because we begin to tend to realize that too. And we hoard this anger, and we don't want to heal, and we don't want to forgive. And she said, you have to forgive. Sometimes you don't want to forgive who killed your child. Sometimes you don't want to forgive that person, but you have to. Because the more you're going to kill yourself if you don't forgive. Stress kills. It does. I'm a bird witness of that. It killed my uncle. He stressed that he lost his wife. And then he ended up where his wife was at. I don't fault him. I fault the system. Because we don't make spaces for people to heal. And that's the problem. We talk about healing, and then we get in spaces and don't know how to heal. I beg that if you give a person a hug and tell them that you just love them, that's healing enough. A lot of people don't know how to tell a person, I love you. Let me just hug you. We did a father's perspective, and we brought 12 fathers from across the country that had lost kids. And I'm not talking just from police brutality, but I'm talking crime, because we tend to always want to say the police, because they took off their white capes and put on some badges. Okay, so we got to understand that KKK is still living. They just living with some badges now. That's all. They put on a blue suit. They run around like a gang. Look like a bunch of Crips to me. But they run around like a gang, and they say, oh, we the law. I beg a difference. God is my law. So when you get to telling me your law, you better understand it, because I pretty much understand your law. And do you understand mine? Have you picked up a Bible lately? Have you read the Quran? Matter of fact, do your family know anything about healing and how to get with God? We have to put that in our lives. If we don't continue to fight, we're failing our people. If we don't continue to fight, I'm saying it again because I want you to hear it, we're failing our people. People see me all the time. You see me on the news. You may see me on CNN, MSNBC, and people like, oh, some people call me a media whore. And I said, what is a media whore? What is that? Oh, you be in the media too much. Well, I need to be. Because the problem is you don't understand why I'm there. I wouldn't have to be here if we had equality. I wouldn't have to be here speaking on what I'm speaking. Because some people say my mouth say some things that I shouldn't say. I should watch what I say around people. Oh, you can't say that. I beg a difference. I can say what the heck I want to say. As long as God gave me this mouth to say it. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat anything. Because you didn't sugarcoat us when you hung us up from trees. You didn't sugarcoat us when you took all your peoples in a neighborhood and stood around black people and hung them from trees. And I'm not talking just grown men, I'm talking kids. How you fed us to dogs. I think somebody said something like Roman the other day. That reminds me of how the kings used to say, take them, put them where the lions at. Let the lions eat them. We got to understand those things. That's why I fight. That's why I will continue to fight. I don't have a job. I don't get a check. I call it allowance. I don't get an allowance. Because you remember when your mama, you did something great, your mama gave you that allowance at the end of the week? Yeah, that was a check. If you ain't figured that out. That was a check. But I don't get that. I get this. I get to fight. I don't need a dime to fight. I don't need a dime to do what I'm supposed to do. I don't need a dime to make my people understand. And that's the problem with America right now. We're worried about the dollar sign in the person. We're worried about healing the money, and we're worried about healing the people. We worry about how much is in a bank and how much is in a person. We can't continue to allow ourselves, and I'm talking to us, we can't keep allowing ourselves to worry about a dollar. Leave it in God's hands. If it's for you, it's for you. That's why when I see people all the time say, Mike, you doing such great work, and I say, I ain't doing enough. I ain't doing enough. And you know, you get Mike Brown telling me all the time, oh, brother, without you, I don't know where I would be. And I'll be looking at him, without you, I don't know where I'll be. Because I remember a time when I was out on the corner selling drugs because I thought that was the best way to live. I remember a time where I thought the females walking up and down the street were whores, so I want to smack them on their ass. I remember that. But then I woke up and realized that that ain't the way to go. Instead of calling this woman a whore, how about you call her a queen? Call her and greet her by what she really is. Because we fail to realize that we don't call our queens anymore. Because that's Mother Earth. Because when you plant a seed into them, and I'm talking to men here, when you plant a seed into them, it gives it life in the womb. And it begins to grow from a seed. And it's just like when you go outside and you can plant a seed and you watch the tree grow. That's how life grows. So there's life in a tree. There's life in the ground, just as well as life in your body. And I don't know how far God's going to take me with this work, but every time I pray, I beg that he take me a longevity to where I'll be able to see equality. I'll be able to see racism dismissed. I'll be able to see the finer things in life. And what I mean by fine, I'm not talking your jewels and your diamonds. I don't need that. That ain't for me. I need equality. I need people to love people again. Because I remember back then they used to call them hippies. Am I right about this? Hippies loved each other. They didn't care who you were. You could be black, white, Asian, Puerto Rican. If you was a hippie, I love you. Come on, baby, you I love you. But see, there's love. And you hear me always talk about love. It's because we don't show enough love to each other. The first thing we do, we say we love a person, but 2 seconds later, we're talking behind their back. That's the problem. Be true to self. Once you be true to self, then you can be true to the others. Once you put God in your life, you can heal yourself. Because God already does the healing. You just got to take it. Some say, I remember the scriptures say the woman reached out from forth just to reach out to touch him. Even though she knew she wasn't going to be able to touch him, she reached anyway. That's what some of us need to do. We need to reach. I see them doing that old hand signs now with Trump. And I say to myself, they reaching for something. See, that's the problem. We're allowing them to reach for theirs. We need to give them that same hand back and reach for ours. You see what I'm saying? See, that's the problem. We allow these people to uplift us. Well, that's done right now. No more of people telling me how to do it, where to do it, when to do it. I'm going to do it where I want to do it, how I want to do it, and continue to keep doing it. Everybody's not going to love you. Everybody's not going to like you. But that's fine with me. Because sometimes we forget that we do have somebody that loves us, and that's God. I don't need a man or a woman to vouch for me. As long as God got my back, I'm particularly fine. As long as I know there's a healing in that. But Ferguson, and I'm going to get a little more with Ferguson. With Ferguson, we have, if you can see, if you have been watching the news, you know that the DOJ report had came out, and it showed accountability of racism. And we sat with Mayor Knowles, that's in Ferguson, and we didn't even say nothing. Me, Mike, and a couple of us did a protest, but it was a silent protest. We just went in and we stood and we looked at them. We didn't say a word. We didn't give them a word. We didn't think they deserved a word. You know what you need to do. And after we sat there and we listened to all these people talk, they expected us, me, Mike, and a couple of us to talk. We begged the difference. We turned around and walked out. Because we already know what you're going to do. You ain't got to tell me what you're going to do. I can see it in your face. I can see it in your eyes how you finna treat me. So we walked out. 2 days later, they get sued. But this is the type of things that goes on in America. They want to show you so much of what's going on in these other countries, they forget about home. Home is where you're teaching your kids racism. Home is where you're teaching your kids to hate. Home is where you get this, I'm better than you. I don't need to be in your 1%. Because I'm in 99%.
All right.
See, a lot of people understand that's 1%. I'm in 99%. And I was taught that 99 is way more than 1. So I'm in that 90, and I'm proud to be in that 99%. Because that's what made me, was that 99%. That's why I am who I am today, because of that 99%. See, a lot of people talk, oh, I went through these trials, and I went through these tribulations, so why not? Why not walk through it? Because when you walk through it, and you come up out of it, it's a better place. And you know not how to get back there. You know not how to walk through it again, but how to avoid it, because you done already walked through it. And I bet you a difference. Once you walk through it, you're going to see the light at the end. I remember this old saying is, you see the light at the end of the tunnel.
That's right.
I see the light at the end of the tunnel. People say, Mike, do you believe this change going to come? This change already been coming. I'm sitting here standing and being able to talk to you right now. At one point in time, I couldn't say 2 words to you. But now I can give you a whole speech. So that's change within itself. See, we forget those things. See, a lot of people, and I was born in 1983, so I wasn't around 1979. But I know about it. And I didn't forget about it. And that's something we have to teach our kids, is to understand life. A lot of our young people are in this movement because we love each other. And that's why when you looked at the Trump rally yesterday, and people say, well, where was the old people at? Them kids look like they still in high school, college grade. What the? It's because we open our eyes. We understand what our ancestors were fighting for. Maybe we didn't know as we was growing up because my mother and my father didn't teach me that I need to be out here fighting for something because we felt like we was free. I don't know how you felt like you was free when all of a sudden somebody say, you're free, go outside. Wait a minute. Where do I live at? How do I eat? Then you segregate everything. So I don't see freedom in that. Freedom is to eat with you. Freedom is to do what you're doing. Freedom is to have the job that you have. That's freedom. We never came out of slavery. We never got free. We got free from some switches and some lynchings and some man. And they tend to say black people are lazy. Indian people are lazy. What? Did you forget that my ancestors slaved in the cotton field for hours? Did you forget that when you ate, we cooked the food? Did you forget when your child needed her butt wiped, we wiped it? Because you didn't do it? We did all that. But we the lazy folks. That ain't lazy to me. That's doing work. The thing we doing right now is work. I've talked across this country from LA to New York, been to Guam. I've been to many places. And the worst place I've ever been in my life is America. I've been in Europe. There's no guns in Europe. The police walking around there with billy clubs. There's no guns in Guam like that. They show you Guam, the bad Guam. They show you the bad parts of Africa, but they don't show you the good parts of Africa. They don't show you how beautiful the land is over there. Because they don't want you to go over there. Because they still need us. They still need us to slave. And they got it to the point where they don't even care if you they color now. You can be a slave too. I heard a lot of people say, I don't like where I'm working at. Well, leave. Mm-hmm. I don't like what I'm doing. My boss will leave. Mm-hmm. But if I leave, I can't pay for my cable. Then cut it off. But if I leave, I can't feed then grow some plants. See, every time you say something, I'm going to have something back. Because I was taught that if you go outside and you plant a bean, it'll grow. If you plant a tomato, it'll grow. If you plant an onion, see, these are things they give you that you can grow yourself. Mm-hmm. They fail to tell you that, you can grow it yourself and you can feed yourself. I tell people all the time, if you have a problem with the system, then don't live by the system. Mm-hmm. That's why when you come to the Quakers event, you don't get a TV in your room. Most hotels got TVs. You don't get a TV here. It's because last year when I came in, I came to say, where the TV?
The vending machine.
So I came in last year looking for a TV, couldn't find it. But then I started to reflect. And I understood why it wasn't no TV in the room. I don't need to watch it right now. I need to get one with self. I need to find out who I am for a second. I need to reflect on me. Lay in my bed. Pray to my God. See, you don't have to be Buddhist. You don't have to be Muslim. You don't have to be Christian. You don't have to be Baptist. Long as you know God, that's all you need. We tend to rely on religion. Stop. Because when it's all said and done, we are a human race. And we're going to constantly kill each other for what reason? You hate me because of the color of my skin? Well, I can't help that. I was born like this.
That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Well.
I ain't making no pot for nobody to lay in. I'm not building caskets for people because the funeral homes in St. Louis get more bucks than the mayor do. It's because people are dying and they are proud of it. Because they keep their pocket loaded. Think about it. If we would stop killing each other, we won't have a funeral home. There's a funeral home on every corner, and they look better than the houses in the church. You come to St. Louis, there's a church on every corner, but ain't nobody in them. You understand what I'm saying? And they're beautiful than the whole community. The funeral homes look like mini mansions. Or they can make you look good going into the ground, but don't give nothing back to the community. People ask me, why you are broke? You are as broke as I don't know what, and you still maintain. Well, it's called faith. And as long as I got it, I ain't worried about nothing else. See, I don't need your cable. I don't even need your electricity. Because I was taught to build a fire outside. And I was taught there was a grill that you can barbecue on. So you can keep your electricity, you can keep your cable, you can keep your web media. I don't care about none of that. All I care about is our people making a change. We have to. It's our duty. We got a chant that we say it's our duty to win. It is our duty to fight. We don't, people say, well, they just got a bunch of chants. They just walk around the streets and chant and chant and chant. Well, maybe if you came out your house and chant with us, you can understand. See, you're so quick to criminalize a person or sterilize a person that you don't even know that person. You ain't never spoke to me. You ain't even said hi to me. Because if you would have said hi to me, you would know that, hey, that's a good brother over there. But these are the problems we have in America. And they want to say that we can't change. I believe we can. It's a step, yeah. It's a slow progress, but hey, think about it. We ain't enslaved no more. We sit next to one another. Look around. You're sitting next to one another. You're eating at the same table with one another. proud. Now I'm going to say it again. You're proud to talk to one another. See, sometimes we don't talk to each other, but you're proud of it. We got young black men educating themselves. We just did a convention with Morehouse, 100 black men. We took 65 young kids, not black, not white, not Asian, but anybody that wanted an education. And we put them in a facility with these Morehouse people, and it changed some of them kids' lives. Because some of these kids don't know if they're going to make it to college. That's why you see so many black men want to play basketball. So many black men that want to play football. Because that's the only way we get an education. Yeah. But that has to stop. Just as many white people in the schools need to be just as many blacks. Because we pretend like we don't see the truth. The truth is in your eyes. Go to your inner cities and see how many black families struggle just to make their kids a meal at night. That's why when you see me knocking on doors and asking people what they need, and I don't got nothing to give them but a big bag of food, it's not because I think it's going to make me look good. It's because they are in need. I'm not giving it for a fashion show. I'm giving because God told me to. That's why I'm feeding the homeless every Sunday with Mama Cat. I don't have to, but it's my duty to. Because they're my sisters and brothers too. I see a lot of people ride right by them right there on the, well, they just going to get some dope and some beer. How do you know that? Some of them people have been disclaimed from their families. And how I know this is because I sat down and talked to them. Some of these people are vets. They don't even know how. And this is what kills me. We allow ourselves, we talk about mass incarceration. We allow, and this is what kills me right here. We take these men out of jail and these women out of jail and we say, you're free. It goes right back to slavery. What are you free of? I've been in penitentiary 20 daggone years. And what kills me is when some of them ain't did a crime and they've been in there for 20 years and you want to say, let me give you a couple of million and shut you up. You can't shut me up. 20 million is not enough. I've been down 20 years. I think I need $1 billion if you want to give me some money. Because you done took 20 years away from my life. 20 years away from my kids' life. In St. Louis, we got a thing called Section 8. I don't know, everybody got that in their state? Section 8? Section 8, okay, Section 8. Ooh, that does something. Yeah. Section 8. So Section 8 is to de-escalate a man, to put him in as bottom as you can. I'm going to tell you why. It's because Section 8 in St. Louis, they give the mother all this good house, good home, probably an apartment, 2-3 bedrooms. And they say, the first thing they tell you is, you can't have a man in there. Yeah. So immediately you breaking up the family. You can't have a man in there. Well, what do I do when I get a boyfriend? Like, you got to move. If I come in on my inspection and if I see a man's clothes hanging out the house, that means I'm going to throw you out on the street with your kids. So how can you help somebody and you ain't helping nobody? That ain't helping me. That's telling me I got to do what you say. That's telling me I live by your laws. That ain't freedom. That's slavery. But it's to escalate the man. And now it's to the point where the women think they're more powerful than men. It's because they're taught that way. You don't need a man. What is that man going to do for you? How about love you? How about help you? How about raise a family? These are the things that are taken away in the black community right now. They wonder why black people killing black people, because we don't have nothing. All we know is violence. All we've been trained is violence. That's why when you heard yesterday, when you heard about the toy gun, and the kid gets so excited about the toy gun, it's because we was taught when we got 1 year old on the TV that you need a gun. And it's in your Looney Tunes. It's in your cartoons. And we don't even know each other. I asked some of my brothers and sisters, I say, name me 5 states in Africa. And what's so funny about that right now is 5 African continents, 5 states in Africa weren't in the Olympics. More than that. But they can't even name them. I said, do you even know how many states in Africa? There's a state in Africa? Is there a state in Africa? It's 54 of them. Can you name me one? Matter of fact, it's a cartoon that is a state in Africa. What cartoon is that? Madagascar. Have you watched it? Yeah, just let my daughter watch it. Oh, well, that's a state in Africa. I didn't know that. Well, you know today. We have to educate our kids. Teach them about us and who we are as people. Because we can't allow the textbooks to teach our kids anymore. Because they're not teaching them right. We can't allow the schools to tell us our history. Because you can tell me about a Malcolm X and a Martin Luther King, but I beg the difference. You treat Martin better than you treat Malcolm. They said the same thing. It was just one was radical and one was, but I beg the difference because Martin was radical too. He went to jail over 64 times. And one of those, he looked like a cat daddy, like he came straight off the pit line. But they don't teach us that. They teach us the good model. I had a dream. But before he had a dream, he had a gift. Before he had a gift, he had a vision. Before he had all that, he had a mother and a father. He had eyes. He could see. He could hear. We tend to don't realize that we are already radical people. The problem is they don't want you to be radical. How can you shoot tear gas, mace, rubber bullets at a peaceful protest? They made us look horrible as people. Mm-hmm. They showed us they had even Barack call us thugs. Mm-hmm. I'm not a thug. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what I told him when I went in the White House. I asked him, why did you call us a thug? And he looked at me and was like, huh? I said, because I'm sure not a thug. And the man next to me ain't a thug. Just because we wear our clothes a little different don't make me a thug. That's just how I've been taught to dress. I ain't been taught to wear my pants above my waist. Because that's not in my community. Maybe if you put it there, I will learn it and I will understand it and then I will put it to use. That's why we have so many black men incarcerated, because they don't believe they're going to make it to 17. The lifespan in St. Louis is 15 for a black man. 15. That's not even a man. That's a child. How do we move forward? How do we move forward? This is how we move forward. We believe everyone's equal. We face the devil in his eye and say no more. I don't know if y'all ever watched the movie, was it Ray? Have anybody ever watched the movie Ray? Mm-hmm. It was one point in the movie that I watched that turned my whole life around. He was sitting with, what's the guy named? Little Richard. He was sitting with Little Richard, Ray was sitting with Little Richard. And Little Richard turned to him, he said, what are you going to say when they come to you? What are you going to ask for? And he said, what do you mean? And he said, what are you going to do when that devil comes to you? Because the devil ain't going to come looking like the devil. He going to come blue-eyed, nice hair, nice suit. He going to ask you what you want. And you have to have the willpower to tell him what you want. I got that willpower. That's why when people ask me what I want, I don't tell them what I want. I tell them what we need. Because there's a difference. I want a lot of things. But right now, this is what I need. And we're going to start with equality first. Can you make that happen? Can you make unity happen? Can you change the dynamic of my black people that has been struggling all their lives? Because I remember my granny at one point in time couldn't work at all. But she raised a whole lot of kids. And the problem is we don't know how to communalize with each other. You don't even know who your neighbor is anymore. You remember back then when they used to pick up the pie and they was happy to cook for the neighbor. The neighbor coming in town. Oh, we got to go greet them with a pot of something. With a pie. I remember those things. You don't even know your neighbor anymore. You don't know who laying next to you. Because he's laying next to you. But they can look out their window and they can tell you everything you've been doing for the last week. How about you come and get to know me? Stop being sheltered. We sheltering ourselves. This fight ain't for you to be sheltered. That's why you seen in Chicago Donald Trump couldn't make a speech. You seen in St. Louis he only got 10 minutes on stage before they shut it down. It's because these brothers and sisters, and I'm saying these brothers and sisters not allowing it anymore. The fight is real. If you don't think it's real, you better open your textbooks and look outside. I mean, close your textbooks and look outside. Because that's where it's at. We in the streets. And I continue to tell these officers what I tell them. I continue to call them racism until I see something different. I continue to talk about the DOJ and report that proves that you're getting paid off the backs of my people. And yet still my people don't have any money. This is the problem we're having. Unify with each other.
All right.
Love each other.
Love.
Educate each other.
Yes, sir.
Eat bread with each other. Share with each other. These ain't hard things to do. You just got to apply them. There's joy in that. There's love in that. You don't know what a person going through. You don't know how a person going to eat. But if you just take a second and just to get to know a person, then you will understand that person needs. So right now we're doing a major campaign for Flint. And everybody keep hearing me say about Flint, because that's a third world country. And I don't take that back. And I'm not changing my words. That is a third world country. Because when you get in the sky, you look at the water, it look like mud. But it's a third world country, and they need help. And I'm not talking the help that I just gave them $22,000. That didn't even touch them. That didn't help nobody. But what's so confusing to me is the government has a chance to change that, but yet still not changing it. You control the water supply that comes through there. You control those pipes that you let rust out and you built on top of. Detroit don't look no better. I went to Detroit, it was a ghost town. They say, we was in an Uber, and it was just an incident maybe 35, 36 miles away from Detroit. Where a white man, he was driving an Uber, he killed a lot of people. All right? So that's maybe 35 to an hour away, right? When I said, oh man, Detroit has this massacre, the Uber driver corrected me. He said, we don't have no killings in Detroit. I said, huh? That's Detroit. I was talking that Detroit was one like St. Louis. He said, look around. How many people you see in Detroit? And I said, well, you're right. It's a ghost town. It was more Muslims there for Savior's Day when it is in the community. It's not that we want this to happen, it's that they're allowing this to happen. How do we fix it? How do we fix it? We help. We supply needs. We put books in there, educate those kids so they can educate their kids. We make a change that way. My organization is called Black Light. And it's to reveal what the naked eye can't see. But our top organization name is Chosen for Change. I'll say it again. Chosen for Change. Before I leave, I'm going to tell you how that name even came about. So as Mike Brown laid on the ground for 4.5 hours, and we all know this, that's a modern day lynching. And babies got to watch and babies got to see him. And they started to realize that, wait a minute, this ain't right. It's 97 degrees out here. What? Is this not right? Cover him up. You know? Cover them up. That's all we ask first. Cover them up. You got babies out here seeing this. He's dripping. His blood is running down concrete. Cover them up. Cover them up.
All right.
2 hours in, no cover up. So what the daddy and the mama come and see their baby laying on the ground with blood dripping and running. Then all of a sudden you want to cover him up. Well, it's too late. It's 2 hours he been laying on the ground. We didn't want to touch the body. Why not? He's going to involve the investigation. Wait a minute. Hold on. Stop. Take a break. Because the investigation proved that Darren Wilson was right and we was wrong. So you talking about investigation. It didn't help us none. But cover him up. They wouldn't allow us to cover them up. They wouldn't even allow the mother or the father to see their child. And so, we've been out there fighting. So this young man, he was maybe 12. His name was John. He came up on, his name was John Mitchell, to be exact. He came up on Mike, he said, "You're chosen. It's baby. You're chosen." Chosen for what? You know, what is chosen? Chosen, wait a minute, my child is laying on the ground. What am I chosen for? He said, "You're chosen for change." And this is a 12-year-old child that's telling like this. You're chosen for change. And so Mike said, "Wait a minute, chosen for change? Oh, you know, what the?" And he came, called me, he said, "Mike, this boy just told me I was chosen for change." And I said, right then and there, that's the name of the organization. He said, "Huh?" I said, "Yeah, that's the name of our organization." He said, "Wait a minute, Mike, wait a minute. I don't even think I'm going to start an organization." I said, "I beg the difference. He just gave you the name. Chosen for Change." And I've been with Chosen for Change since then. And I will continue to fight with Mike. Because sometimes we forget about the fathers that's been in these child's lives. And we work on the mothers all the time. We give the mothers highlights and we feed them. We make sure they're okay. We take them out of town. We do this for them. And we all the mother going through it, the mother going through it. What about the father? All men ain't bad men. There are some men that take care of their kids. There are some men that are in their child's life. There are some men that's taking care of their kids while the mother's outside. And we tend to forget about the fathers. So when we did the father perspective, I just wanted to give them some way to space to heal. Because we always rely on the mother, but we forget about the fathers. I'm telling you guys today, don't forget about them too.
All right.
They need healing. They need the love. I'm so tired of our babies laying on the ground from just crying in general. And that's why I fight in St. Louis so much. Just not for police brutality, but for us killing each other. Because if we tend to keep killing each other, it ain't going to be enough of us to stand and to do this fight. That's why when you see, and before I go, I want to say one thing, and I'm going to give the floor to you guys, but we tend to talk about gays and lesbians a lot. That's racism in itself. To hate a gay, to hate a, you don't know that person. That's why I'm so proud of the Black Lives Matter movement. And I'm so proud they stand with me. It's because it wasn't a straight person that started that organization. It was 3 women. All of them was queer. And they said, "Wait a minute, this sounds too familiar to me. Let's fight together now. Let's allies with each other. Bump the gays, bump the gay comments, bump all that. Wait a minute, we got a big agenda here." We did a conference in Cleveland, and we stood with one another. And I got a better understanding of them. And I needed that to do this work. And I will continue to do this work. Ain't no stopping me. I'm just 32. I think I got about another 70 years in me. That's right. Right. That reminds me of Dick Gregory. He's working on 90-something, right? And he's still out here radical. But yeah, if anyone have any questions, and I definitely can tell you about the DOJ report. I can tell you what's going on in Ferguson. Not only what's going on in Ferguson, but what's going on with organizations. Because we talk about one organization here, but there's a lot of organizations in St. Louis, and we all work together. We all work together.
I'm going to bring it back to our theme of the afternoon of the Truth and Reconciliation, because there is a Truth Commission that is getting started. I'm wondering, what is the relationship that you have of Black Lives Matter or any of the organizations in Ferguson with which you're familiar, that what the progress is in that regard? I just don't know. I know it's getting started.
Okay, so it's a collective whole. It's about 12 new organizations in St. Louis, and we collectively work all together. So we have different things and this is how it works. One organization does one thing, the other organization does another, the other organization does another. And that's how we collectively come together. We all put it on the table of what we need to get done. And what's going on right now is the Department of Justice right now is being sued. Okay? So we're working advocate to make this happen. It's not only just to sue them, but also to bring awareness of what's going on with the situations that's going on in St. Louis. And this is across the country. This is just not in St. Louis and Ferguson. This is happening across the country. So what we're doing is we're breaking it right now as we speak. We're breaking the DOJ report down so we can get a better understanding of it. Some of us as youth don't understand a lot what's going on with the DOJ report and how much racism is in the Department of Justice. Because how do you get justice with a justice system that don't give you justice? So we have proven that when you can look at my video. I'm a young man that recorded Eugene Powell, and I gave the video to the world, and there was no indictment in that case. So as we can see that it's constantly happening. So what do we do to change that? First of all, we sue the department. That's the first thing. That's our first step. Our first step is to sue the Department of Justice. Once we sue the Department of Justice, our next step is to try to get what I've been saying here, equality into the justice system. That means fix it top to bottom. Get more minority peoples in there. We're not talking just people, black, we're talking every race. Get them in there. That way we know how to deal. And also that is to make these people that are police officers, that are lawyers, to live in the communities and to get to know the people. Because if you want to have justice with somebody, know that person. Because I remember a time when the police officers gave you, when they rolled up, they had baseball cards, and you was happy to see it. You was like, oh, the police can give me this baseball card. But that's what we're relying on right now, is to sue them first, to get equality inside the justice system, to change the laws, period. We have had a couple of things that went by that was pretty cool, but it's not enough. It's not enough. We need more. We need more when it comes to funds. We're fighting. We got a group called Fight for 15. And in the group Fight for 15 is basically advocating that everyone in every state needs to make $15 or more. How do we come up with $15 or more? That's what's going to help you inside your households, to be able to pay your bills, to be able to feed your child, right? So we're fighting for 15. We're suing the Department of Justice. We're trying to get equality inside the justice system, because we need that. And from there, we transform everything. Not only do we transform the justice system, but we transform the people inside the justice system. Change the mindset.
I haven't turned around, but I can see you.
After you.
Thanks so much for your sharing. Reverend Corey Bush, you know her?
Senator, I'm the one that actually made Corey Bush run for senator.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And David Ragland
Yeah, David Ragland, he be down there. He flies in from New York a lot with us.
They came down to Greensboro and we had a good discussion. I'm trying to get a sense of where that process is that the two of them are working with.
Okay, so right now,
Truth and reconciliation.
okay, so right now, Cora Bush is running for senator in Missouri. David Ragler is one of the point men with that, and I am also.
Okay.
So what we're doing right now is we're traveling and going to different states. So in the middle of me doing all this justice, I'm helping with politics too. So Cora is actually trying to be the first person in the last 20-something years to beat the man that is unbeatable, right? And Cora always say this: if you want to get the problem done, you go to the head. And so the problem is no laws has been changed since he's been senator. Nothing has been done. He hasn't did anything. He has, but it's been for them. It has not been for the minorities. And so Cora basically campaigning like, this is things that need to get done. We need property. We need better education systems. We need equality. We need trust in the justice system because we don't have no trust in them. And the young people don't have the trust in the police officers anymore. So we need to have that trust bill right there. So what we also been doing is meeting with captains, sergeants, sheriffs, anybody we can meet with inside the justice system to get things done. And so that is a point where she's getting at is basically doing everything that needs to be done as being a senator because things have not been done. And we also have a couple other ones. Bruce Frank, who's running for 76th representative. John Muhammad, who's running for 74th representative. And if you notice, these are protesters on front line that has been mazed, tear gas, but they want to change, and this is how we change. We got to get where these people are. We have to sit at the table, right? We have to sit at the table. We have to. And we've been advocating. I'm going to tell you, I really didn't want to vote for the president. But after watching what I seen last night, I'm going to have to vote for a president. Because I refuse to let Trump in office. So that's what we be sitting at the table with these people and trying to get a better understanding. And so they also can have a better understanding with us. Because we're not just protesters out there yelling at you, screaming at you. There's a lot of stuff y'all see we do, they're not going to even show it. They ain't going to show you that we feed the homeless. They ain't going to show you that we in the schools every week. They ain't going to show you these things. They're going to show you the radical report of us out there yelling at them. That's what they're going to show you. And then call us thugs. Them thugs.
Exactly what they do with the Black Panthers.
Yes. So, and you know we also work with those guys
It's
too.
not new, is it?
It's not new.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Michael. I'm wondering, what do you think your future holds for you? Do you believe you may consider running for elected office?
Oh, I hear that so much.
Well, you know, that's chosen for change.
That's chosen for change.
You got to
Well,
be at
actually,
that table.
Corey Bush is chosen for change. She's in our organization.
All right.
Yeah, she's a point person too. So we started with her. Oops has an organization called 28 to Life. We started with him. John Muhammad, he's a Muslim. We started with him. So we're not just working on one community. We're working on all communities. Because if you ever been to a Million Man March, if you ever been to a Save the Day, the minister talks about unification. Right. And one of the things he says is black people have to unify with black people first. Because we don't have no unification at all.
Right.
We hate each other. Because we've been taught that. You know? And so we change everything. We unify with each other first. Then we step outside of that and unify with everybody across the world. Exactly.
So how often do you come to New York City? Because I like to
I've been to New York once, maybe twice. Twice. I came up there with Tory Russell. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Tory Russell.
Yeah.
Tory Russell, he's he has an organization called Hands Up United that he started right after Mike Brown's death, and he did it with TEFCO. And we work with them very much. Actually, he was just texting me, telling me, you better have a great speech because he'll be out. But it just shows you how we're working together. Even though and that's another thing, we have to stop hating on one another.
Yep.
Everybody has a place. We're all in different organizations, but we see the bigger picture. One organization is not better than the next. one person is not better than the next one. I remember my mom used to always give this theory. She'd say, to go get a stick. And I used to go get it and she'd break it. I was like, oh, Mom, what you break the stick for? She said, no, give me about 10 of them. And I go get a 10 of them. I say, I used to teach her, you can't break them. And she said, that's exactly what I'm trying to show you. And she was trying to break them and couldn't break them. And I didn't understand then. And then when I went back to my mom a couple of years later, I said, Mom, why did you used to do that all the time? She said, because unity shows. You can't break unity. You can't break these 10 sticks at one time. You're going to have to take them, dismantle them one by one. But if you have unity, you can't break that. You can't break it.
I just need a point of clarification. I thought I heard you say you were not going to vote for president.
Yes, I was not going to vote for.
Okay.
Actually, I was.
But I just needed that clarification.
No, because.
Interrupt.
No,
No,
listen.
I heard that part also. But I would, as I'm 66 and came up during the 50s, 60s, and 70s. I would like to encourage you to encourage others who have that same, and I get it, it's like vote for who. But I would like to encourage you to encourage your peers to not take that position. Because when we don't vote, then we do vote for someone that we don't want. People of my generation have protested and have died so that black folks could have the right to vote. Please do us right by encouraging people to vote. And even if it's for the lesser of several evils, let us discern where at least we can place a vote that does make some sort of difference in our lives as black and brown folks, and to not think that our votes don't count. Our votes do count and must be counted. And if I sound very, I don't know, strident about that,
No, you sound right to me.
I am very strident about that. I have also myself been in the place of, ain't nobody to vote for, and I was wrong.
Right.
I was wrong.
Well, since I got here, I wasn't gonna vote, but I was gonna vote for Cora and people like that as in the local. But
A non-vote is a vote for Trump.
there you go. So
We cannot afford another Hitler. We cannot afford to become Germany and let that happen again. We cannot afford that.
and you're right about that, because when we was looking at me and the young lady was looking at that yesterday, it struck me to see the hate in a person. And so it made me want to vote. And at one point I didn't want to vote. I got offered to help Bernie Sanders with his campaign, and I turned it down. I was like, no, I'm not voting for Bernie. I'm not voting, period. I don't want to be contradicted. But when I watched the hate of my people, it made me want to not only vote, but go back home and tell everybody that didn't want to vote, you need to vote.
And that's what we need. That's
Because
what we
if you
need.
don't vote-
From your position of having the ear of a generation that I may not have the ear of, we need that from you and from your generation.
You got it.
And I charge you with that.
Not only are we going to, that's my duty.
Okay,
That's
I
my
really charge
duty.
you with that.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I want to come back to what you were saying about TV. Because back in the 70s, a lot of Black Panthers were put in prison. So many are still there. And in my state, what they were doing throughout the system in my state is that they were organizing a different kind of cell, okay? It was a cell where people were getting together and studying, and it was being led by the Panthers. People were reading books, people were teaching each other how to read, people were thinking. And the prison system figured out a way to put a stop to this. They spread television around everywhere. They paid for it. They didn't make the prisoners pay for it. They spread them everywhere. And a man that we were working with then, inside, by the name of Nate Harrington, refused the TV that they were putting in his cell. And they put him in the hole. You have to have this TV. And everybody went to sleep. Nate got out, got a law degree, did great things with his life, but most people went to sleep. That's the danger. That's why we don't want TVs in these rooms, okay? And we don't want to go to sleep. We really need to stay awake and stay active. And thank you for your ministry.
I want to say something to that. So, when I left last year, I thought about the TV thing. And so, when I got to talking to Tori and I got to talking to some other people, and I was like, well, what can we do to take them away from the TV, right? So Tori said, well, we can implement some of the Panthers things. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, you remember they used to do a book and breakfast? Let's implement it. So we implement. Every month we do a book and breakfast. So I went forward and said, I said, wait a minute, that's not enough, right? So we made a safe home, right? Where there's no entertainment, TV, no radio, none of that. We're going to educate your mind. And it's an exercise that one of the brothers do. And we have all the kids sit around and we say, get up, you pick a number. And then that number may be 2. We pick 1 through 100, 2. And then the next person to get up, you're going to have to say their number and also put a number. So that person will say 2, 4. And then the next person to get up, we got to say 2, 4, 10. 2, 4, 10, 100. And it goes on. It goes all the way around. It goes all the way around. It's called exercising their mind. Some of them, I was amazed to see some of them young people remember 20 and 40 to 50 numbers. Like, I'm looking like, are you serious? And you try to tell me you don't know nothing? You just remember I don't know how many numbers. But we had a young lady that won it, and she remembered, I think it was 50 numbers. 50 numbers. And ran down. Like, I'm talking about, some of them was, they were so smart, they started making songs. 2, 4, 6, 10, 20, and I was like, oh, okay, it's smarter. But it was the exercise that educated their head minds. So we implemented it, right? So we went in sports to say, okay, that's not enough, right? Because it's never enough. What can we do the next step? So we started groups, chosen diamonds. See, this came from chosen, it's the change. So we started chosen diamonds. Well, we do an all-women's group, which is our young lady, but we call her Ebony Williams. It's another Ebony Williams, not the same one, but we call her Ebo because we have an Ebony Williams. But Ebo implements all of it to where she's doing that. She's teaching the kids how to knit. She's teaching the kids also how to educate themselves, how to form. And then we implement MB2. MB2 is Mike Brown's tools. So Mike Brown was on his way to college, right? Everybody knows that. He's on his way to Battle Rock. So we implemented MB2 to get our young men to college. How do we do that? We also educate their minds. We make them go around in the communities and hand out them bags. When I go knock on them doors, there's always a group of young men with me. And we feed. And we also take them out to feed the homeless. We educate their minds. We have math tutors come in. We keep them away from the television for just a little while. Because there's a guy in our organization named Marcellus Buckley. And I was saying the other day, and I was talking to him, and in the middle of the talk, I said, man, I apologize. He said, what do you apologize? And I said, man, that's the problem. We ain't apologizing enough. I said, I apologize for my mama telling me to go outside. I apologize for my mama telling me to go play my game. I apologize for my mama saying, go watch TV. I apologize for her not being like she's supposed to be in my life and educating me. I apologize for that. Then he said, well, I beg a difference. Let's make it a poem. And we call it Apologize. And we apologize for all those things that we could have did as parents that we did not do. Instead of telling your kids to go out and play with their friends, educate them. Instead of telling them when they come in after playing with their kids, go take a bath and go play your game. Pick up a book. Read it. Some people laugh at me because I read the whole Bible. You read the what? I read the whole Bible. I looked at it like it was a book and got to read it. But we have to implement that. You can't tell me nothing about the Bible when you ain't read it. What John said, so and so, is that in the book? We have to read it. And not only read it, but understand it. And that's with any book. And so that's what we're doing. We implement everything to keep them away from television and media and these Facebooks and these Twitter accounts. Because if you notice, social media is the TV now. They don't even watch TV, they're in their phones. Facebooking, social media, oh, I got a Facebook. I do this, I do that.
Wow. Saluting,
Speak into the mic.
wanting to salute your passion and care and challenge you a little bit around, and actually I really want to name and honor your pain and pride in black men and all you want for black men.
It's just not black men, it's people in general.
My question is, in this longing for equality that women also have, can you see a way women can have the power and respect they want in the world and a way that men can have what they need in the world so that there's really a both end here? I was hearing a little bit of women are making it so that men can't be the fathers they want to be, and I'm just for me.
See, that's what's going on now. This is the new age. You gotta see the new age, right? I remember back then you had mama and father. Daddy was maybe out there farming, doing his working, and then the mother was in the house raising a child. So you had it back then. When they started allowing the Section 8 to come in and start locking the men up and for petty crimes, locking them away and throwing away the key. I know a young man that did 10 years for marijuana. Marijuana ain't never hurt nobody. Beer and alcohol hurt people more than marijuana. But you ain't locking them up for that. Someone just hit my cousin the day I came up here. Was drunk. In the morning. On his way to school. Broke both of his legs. Fractured his collarbone. And he still had the strength to say, Mike, you gotta keep going and do this work. I called John and said, John, I'm not gonna be able to make it. I gotta go to the emergency room. And when I got there, my granny and my family said, what are you doing here? I said, well, I got a call from Auntie. She said, she said, yeah, we understand you're the point person, but what are you doing here? I said, well, I had to stop. What I'm doing with my cousin, and she said, I don't care. Get on a plane, fly, and go talk to the people. And this is coming from the mother and my grandmother. I called John. I said, John, we got to make it a way for me to get back up there. John said, oh, my God, so you're going to come for real? He said, with the family. I said, well, they told me to go. So that's why I'm here. So to answer your question, the way we heal that is to bring family back. Put the father and the mother together. Understand the value of marriage. Understand the value of relationship. Love one another. Men and women. Love.
Here, I'll show you. This is a follow-up. This is a follow-up. I really think that's going to be. I feel like, oh my gosh. You were going to follow up.
All right, we have one follow-up, and then it's dinner time, and I've got an important thing because we don't know what we're going to do after dinner because we haven't looked at the program. So, just quick.
This is not a question, this is a comment. I don't think a lot of people understand that the law changed, and this is what you were referring to, and that in many welfare situations, men were kept away from the family. And I understand that. And I appreciate the fact that you're thinking about that. But I also understand the pain that it affects women to hear maybe and mistranslate some of what you're saying.
Okay, now I gotta say something. Just when you talked about can you guys? Okay. When you talked about Mike Brown's father, I sort of, as a black woman and a woman, when a loss happens, we do get the most. People do tend to hover around the female as if the father didn't lose the same, doesn't feel the same amount of pain as this mother does. And even throughout our children dying, I have noticed that it has been the mom. And you see poor Mike Brown's father there, he like his heart is not broken as much as the mother's. So I do understand. I do think we need to uplift those men who have lost their son as well as he was saying. And as far as the women, they've been taking our men out of our homes forever. Yeah. They have dismantled the black family. Right. They never let us have a family from the Great Migration here. There was they left the South to be free in the North, and they came to look for them as the escaped slaves. So we've never been able to be a family. Right. And that's what we're doing. That's right.
So before I leave, I want to say we are taking donations up for the Flint, Michigan. Our initial goal, and the reason why I'm saying this is because this is not going to any organizations, this is not going to anybody in the organizations, this is going literally to Flint, Michigan. And if you go on your Twitter accounts, you can see what we did the first time we went to Flint. We literally took 22,000 up there and literally took bottles of water. But the initiative this time is not to do that. So the initiative is to give them what they need. I was up here advocating about what they need. So if you heard me say they need formula for the kids, they need clothes, because they need soap. If the kids or the teachers having complaints saying the kids smell too bad. Right. And if you haven't been to Flint, I advise you to go. It's because it is an eye-opening. Yes, it is. We are advocating, our initial goal is to raise up $1 million. I don't know how we're going to do it. I'm just going out on faith with God. He put a price in my head and he said, go with it. I don't care if I don't get $1 million, if I can get close to it. Because our next initiative is to move some of them families out of Flint. And we're going to need funds to do that. A lot of the people can't leave Flint because they don't have any resources or any money. And it's getting so bad now to where the people, as we give water out, they're selling it back to the stores just to get funds. Yes. And the government down there is holding the water inside captivity and giving 8 bottles of water out a person. Yes. So if you can feel free to give whatever you want to this initiative, please be free to do it. We have to make this work. In Flint, I'm not talking Ferguson, I'm not talking St. Louis, I'm talking somewhere I ain't never lived in my life. But I'd be dang if I let my people live like they living up in Flint. So we need anything you can give. If it's not just money here, I'm not talking just money. If you feel free to go home and say, I want to give a whole bunch of formula for the kids, we need it. Okay? Clothes, shoes, any toothbrushes, toothpaste, everything. I coupon. I don't know if anybody coupons, so I coupon. So one of the things I did was take all my coupons and I bought all stuff with them. So I got toothpaste, I got a whole bunch of stuff. I'm talking about my basement is loaded with stuff I'm taking to Flint. So this is what we're doing, and we also want to feed them when we get to Flint, because this last time we went, we fed them soup. We fed everybody that came and got something, we fed them the soup. So we initially gave them $1,000 apiece. We gave whoever that came up $1,000 to five. We gave them $500 to $1,000, depending on who was in the household. And then we also gave them cases of water. This time we want to do it a little different. We need to give them clothes. We need, like I said, toothbrushes, toothpaste. Anything you think they can use, we need it. Okay? So that initially is to go out, support them. And if you can, if only way you can support it, you just say, oh, well, I can't make it there, here's a couple of dollars, give it. They need it. And if you haven't been to Flint, and if you don't want to give it to me and you want to go to Flint yourself, I advise you to. And when you leave Flint, you're going to call Michael Hassell, you're going to say, Lord, I ain't gave enough. Because you can't give enough to them people. So, with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to John.
Let's give it up for Michael Hassell. Reverend Michael Hassell. Thank you so much. Can we sit down for